Hey guys, let's go through a review over using the butterfly method with the fractions that we have here. Now remember, the big idea with this is that if you have fractions, you need to make them improper if they're not just a fraction on their own. So you can see in the first one and in the second one, they are both ones where we're going to have to go through and make them into improper fractions. Let me change color here. So that's where we do the multiplying and the adding. So on this one, 4 times 3 is 12, plus the 1 on top is going to be 13. So it's going to be 13 over 3. Okay, then on the second one, I'm going to do the same thing. My multiply and my add. So 2 times 7 is 14. Plus the 3 is going to be 17. So it's going to be 17 over 7. So that's the first part that you have to do. Now we need to set up our butterfly. Now the bottom of this is probably the easiest. I have 3 times 7, which is going to be 21. And then I'm going to have to go through and start to get kind of the wings piece. So this side is going to be 13 times 7, which is going to be 91. Then I'm going to go this way and do 17 times 3, which is going to be 51. Oops. And then remember, I need to go through and subtract those two. So 91 minus 51 is going to be 40 over 21. Now remember, you need to be able to plug that in your calculator because you need to check it to see if you can reduce. So if I put 40 over 21 in my calculator, I get the same thing out. So that means that this one is not going to reduce. But remember, you need to check that every time. Now, because the top is larger than the bottom, we're going to have to divide it. Make our mixed number. So 21 will only go into 40 one time. And if I subtract that, I'm going to be left with 19. Now remember, check mark method to get it in the right form. So 1 and 19 over 21. Okay, and that's going to be our first one. Okay, now let's look at the second one. So on this one, you can see that they're both not fractions. So we know we're going to have to set up our two fractions here and be able to get our improper fraction. So let's see, let me change color here. Put my multiplication and add on both of these. So 7 times 3 is 21. Plus the 3 on top is going to be 24. So it's going to be 24 over 7. On this one, 5 times 1 is 5. Plus 4 is going to be 9. So 9 over 5. Now we're setting up our butterfly. So the bottom is kind of the easier one. 7 times 5 is just going to be 35. So I know it's going to be 35 on the bottom of my fraction. Now I need to start looking at the diagonals. So this first one, I have 24 times 5, which is 120. And this way, 7 times 6, or 7 times 9 is going to be 63. And remember, I'm going to go across and subtract that. So 120 minus 63 is going to be 57. Remember, check your fraction to see if it reduces. So 57 on the top, 35 on the bottom. It does not reduce because it comes out exactly the same as it goes in. But because the top number is larger, we're going to divide. So 57 divided by 35, it's only going to go in there once. And you're going to have 22 left over. So if I set up my little check mark method, it's going to be 1 and 22 over 35. Now, since we're starting a review tomorrow, be sure to go through your foldables. Look at add, subtract, multiply, and divide as well. And we'll start that review tomorrow.